Hello there. Welcome to this week's reading on the Divine Hummingbird with Natalie. I'm just going to shuffle the cards here and we're going to go into the week ahead. So what do you need to know for the week ahead? Okay, I'm going to shuffle a bit better. I'm trying to shuffle around my stand as I try and work out a new way that I can have all of this set up so it looks a lot better for you to view. So what do we need to know for the week ahead? And that week would be the 11th of April because we start our weeks on a Monday. It's also time of school holidays. So collectively, what do we need to know for you watching at this moment? So draw 3 cards. This is the Wandering Star deck. So first of all, we have the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups will represent the start of the week. We have the 9 of Wands, the middle of the week. And then we have the Justice card for the end of the week. And at the top of our pile, we have the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles signifying positivity and abundance and family and love. So we'll put that card over there. Just put it here. Okay, so first up with the 6 of Cups, we're looking at really, what I would like to say would be really looking back on things in true love. So it's about reconnecting perhaps with other people from our past that we may have had relationships before, especially with friendships, and feeling like we're filling up our cups in the process. So I really feel like the start of the week could be you possibly reflecting, especially if you are home with your children or doing activities with your children during the school holidays here in New South Wales or Sydney, and you thinking about the school holidays you used to enjoy yourself when you were younger and what you used to do, even if that was feeling like you had more free reign as a child in doing what you wanted to do, comparative to this day and age where it may not be so much free reign but more structured as well. So start a week could see you really thinking back on the past, thinking about people you had those relationships with that you may have lost touch with, and going into a period of wonderment there. But it also makes you feel happy as well. Now, when we're looking at our 9 of Wands in middle of week, on this first layer, I'm going to do 3 layers of cards to represent the week ahead. This is just telling you during the week, don't stress, just go off the flow. Just take it easy, come what may. Take it easy and enjoy yourself. And if things come up, deal with them. No need to stress, no need to worry. Just enjoy yourself. So definitely trust in your beliefs, trust in what you're feeling. If you had any worries, trust in that they can be overcome. Does it really need to be a worry or just making mountain out of molehill? Just trust in yourself and your thoughts. At the end of the week, we're looking at the Justice card. So you may feel like at the end of the week, you feel a bit more calmer. You feel like this actually has been a good week, especially as we enter the long weekend with Good Friday as a start as well. And for those of you who can get away with family, you're going to see that you'll have a good time. It may have been a while since you've been with family or got away or had a holiday. So you'll have a good time, find some balance with that as well, and meeting up with others that you may not have seen for quite a while. For those of you who are staying home, I myself will be staying home with my family. I've got other family members who are sick with COVID and recovering from surgery, so it's going to be a small affair this long weekend that's going to be coming up. But regardless, I'm going to enjoy the time I have with my family. So enjoy the time that you'll have with your family too, because every day, every moment, it all matters, and family is really important. So you'll find some harmony at the end of the week. Now, I'm just going to shuffle my Modern Witch tarot cards here just to give a little bit broader message around the start, middle, and end of the week as we come into it. I'm also recovering from tennis elbow, can you believe it? Had to have quite a number of physio sessions and exercises and that, and acupuncture, so that's been fun, which, you know, at the start had hampered me being able to shuffle properly, but it's all coming good. Okay, so at the start of the week, we are continuing with the Queen of Swords. She looks very much in command, doesn't she? We have a Five of Wands. Okay. Don't fight things, just go with the flow. We have the Judgment card for the end of the week. Okay. Works well with Justice. And at the top of the pile, we have Everything is Fine. I love this one. If you're going to have anxiety and worries and they're going to pop in, just know everything's fine. Okay? Just take life as it comes, deal with what pops up. Think of positivity and the good in things. Don't feel like everything's just coming down on or around you. Try and break free of that if you're feeling it, and be positive and think about how you might be able to affect change if you feel like you've got no control over things. You may find that you do have control over things. So what are we looking at now? We're looking at the Queen of Swords. Okay. This lady here, she's looking very in command. She's sitting on top of her throne holding her sword straight up in the air. She likes knowing the truth. She wants everything to be clear, concise. She likes clarity. She looks like she could be very what we call emotionless, very, you know, firm and straight and rigid in the way that she acts and what she does. She's not easily swayed, let's just say that. She likes honesty, but she can be caring as well, but she just doesn't take shit. I feel like she relates to me in this sense of principles. So if you're a person who's anything like me and the Queen of Swords as well, you're all about principles and standing up for what's right, and you just won't back down until you know that your principles have been acknowledged or dealt with in a fair manner. So even though there's going to be reflections here in the Six of Cups and looking back, you're going to feel like you're going to have to perhaps even stand up to your principles. That's a message I'm getting, principles. I'm not sure exactly in what regard that may be. It could be with some issues that you could be having with people that want to, like a big corporation or something, want to drive, telling you what to do and you've got no other choice and you feel like you're at their mercy. But definitely stand up for your principles, because you may be surprised on how it resolves itself. Now, we're looking at the Five of Wands. There's a fight scene going on here. So there could be disagreements midweek. Again, going with your intuition, which we see up here with the Knight of Wands. Try and rise above anything if you can, if you get pulled into things especially. Sometimes things are outside of your control. I like to think in this card depiction you're in the white because you're looking out at everyone else and trying to stay kind of like Switzerland. You might be pulled into things you just really don't want to be involved in at all. This could even have an on-flow effect as well from the principal stand that you may be taking, but it definitely is a card of conflict. We're looking at a card of five in between a deck of Mana Tarot, your Swords, Wands, Fire, Swords, Wands, Cups and Pentacles. The 5 is kind of like crossroads and midpoints of the readings. So it can be a card that sometimes makes you feel like you have to fight your way out or feeling overwhelmed. So definitely with the Five of Wands, you may find that people want to go into battle with you. Try again on the principles lines, pick your fights where you need to, release and let go where you don't need to, and that's for the better of you and not for them. You're not letting them get away with anything, but it's you and yourself and your knowledge that you're not going to take shit, but you're also not going to get involved because it's just really not worth your time and energy and mental health either. Now, at the end of the week, we have Judgment. So you can see at the end of the week, it's really about the major arcana cards and things that are happening externally around us as well. So there's that force with that. And when we're looking at Judgment, we can see the people raising up to the lady with angel wings. They're coming out of their what looks like, I don't know, coffins or anything like that. So this is all about life-changing decisions. It's like rising up from where you feel like you've been down. So when you're feeling like, when you're looking at the Justice and the Judgment, we're coming to the end of the week. At the start, you know, your reflection, you're all about open communication and principles. In the middle, you're going to go off the flow and rise above any conflicts that may come into play or people want to start with you. And at the end of the week, you know, your Justice and your Judgment, they really go hand in hand, don't they? And it's trying to say, just push past all that doubt, rise above. Definitely rise above things that are going to be trying to pull you down. It's not worth it. You need to figure out what is worth it to you, which is personal, and just release and let go of everything else that does not serve you at all. But it could also mean rising above, making changes and decisions that are life-changing for you, because you may be changing your mentality and the way you handle or do things. And you see that as a real benefit as well. And when you choose to make those changes and rise above, it can actually have really positive, long-lasting effects. So do think before you act this week, especially mid to the end of the week. Now, I have another deck I'm going to be shuffling, Blooming Cat deck. You know, I have a Kickstarter account. I buy cards and decks. I've done it numerous times, different decks from Kickstarter. And I'll just quickly show you one of the latest ones I've gotten from Kickstarter, is Pixel Tarot. So it's Pixel Tarot. It's a limited edition. I just want to show you quickly because I love it. There's a back of the card and the front. So they definitely are designed in the style of the original Rider-Waite-Smith decks, but they're depicted in pixel, which is awesome, and UV lights. So I've got a little torch to light them up with UV if I'm in a dark area, which is super cool. But this one here I've got of Blooming Cat, which is from Cosmic Eye. Great cards, feel great, shuffle great. And funny thing is, I am not a cat person at all, but I couldn't go past the cards because they're so cute. I mean, Kickstarter's always a risk, but I have definitely bought a set of cards from Kickstarter, and I love supporting other artists that want to really bring into their own what designs and that they have that reflects tarot for them. And my next one I'm waiting for actually is a Titanic tarot. I'm waiting for that to be finished and sent on, and I'll share that on the platform. So here at the start of the week with the Blooming Cat, we have the Six of Wands. So we have the Six of Wands here. That's better. So one's reflecting fire in action. I'll try and just move them down a bit so it's a bit clear. Fire in action there. The second card we have is the Ten of Cups. Oh, that's nice. So Ten of Cups. Cups is water and emotions. I'm just going to move these over. And Judgment. And the next one we have is the Star. There we go. Definitely water themed as well. It's really amazing. The end of the week we have another major arcana card that's added to, so definitely getting those major vibes, definitely life-changing stuff around that time. And the top of the pile we have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups, everything's great, everything's going well. We're getting our fill on emotionally and stuff. Okay, so at the start of the week with the Six of Wands, definitely a minor. So these cards have numbers and swords, wands. Cups of Pentacles and minor cards. At the end of the week, you can see they're all major arcana. They're numbered 17, 20, and 11. Now the Six of Wands. Now Wands is definitely fire and action. So it's about, you can see the cat's riding the horse's back. The horse is feeling like it's just moving forward, gentle pace, nothing to worry about here. It's feeling quite proud and sitting high. It's actually a positive card, which we can see. But feeling like, and I feel like the flowers are representing that it's supporting feeling successful and being really in the element, and really building on yourself and your strengths. So with the Six of Wands, we're looking at feeling great, feeling awesome, and feeling proud of ourselves as we are making positive strides forward and building on our own personal success, whether that is in our personal or business lives, but making changes and, you know, feeling like we're in control, standing up for ourselves and our principles and not backing down to bend to others. And going to that reflection means that we're feeling on top of the world. We're feeling great at the start of the week. It's really good to see. With our 10 of Cups, I mean, obviously 10 being awesome, we're seeing that, you know, they're sitting pretty, they're looking forward. It's a family card. You know, Cups is all about waters and emotions, so emotions around there. But this family is quite happy. They're happy just sitting there. They're in the comfort of each other. Yeah, happy Cups. Emotional contentment as well. So I feel like in this because it's the last card of the 3 that I'm drawing for the week ahead, I feel like this card drawn at the end of the midweek section here, the last of the 3 for what's happening with the week, although we see that we have to go with our flowing intuition as we are moving through a period of being put into positions we don't want to be into and rising above that. And I feel like when you do rise above that, you will feel like, you know, definitely family and home is your place, and that you can enter this end part of the week in a much better way, and feel like you've really accomplished something from standing your ground, not being brought into the conflict, happy families, and then moving forward in a way that you feel like, you know, definitely justice has been served, and you're glad that you've chosen the path to rise above that as well. So definitely midweek's going to come out good, even though people are trying to draw you into that conflict. And then in the end of the week, for the last card that I'm showing, we have the Star. And the Star, usually it has a woman that's emptying the cups into the water. You feel like you're feeling so, you know, you feel like you're emptying the cups into the water. You're not filling them up. You can tell that definitely because he's emptying it from these little flowers he's holding. Usually it's jugs. You can achieve things even though the star above is like your shining point, your path, your North Star in this scenario. So it's saying your cups have been full and you're emptying them out a bit. But even though you feel a bit uncertain because you've had to empty them out a bit, it actually paves way for you to make space to fill them up again and achieve your dreams that you want to go on as well. And I think because when we look at the Judgment card with that, where you're rising above and stuff, you're emptying the cups or the flowers in this case that were full with maybe the most negativity, and you want to release that negativity. So you're emptying those cups now so that you can make way for your positivity and moving forward in this new way, that you realize if you approach things in a different way and not drawn into things that you don't need to be, that you can make really positive and great moves forward as well. So definitely a really good end of the week. You're going to feel overall it's a good week, even though you're people wanting to draw you into things you really don't want to be involved in. But stand your ground, stand up for your principles. Don't let people walk all over you. Now, I'm going to do an extra card today from my goddesses, gods, and guardians deck by Sophie Bashford. I just want to draw one card. It's one of my newer decks that I have to my collection of oracle cards, which I do also use for readings. But I'm just going to draw one card for this whole week. So it's going to be overarching for 1 week. And we're going to look at the god, the goddess, or the guardians that will be watching over us all for this week ahead, and what message that they need to bring us as well. So I'm just going to shuffle these. Okay. So I'm just going to draw the one from the top. And we have Apollo. Divine messages. Wow. Now, I haven't come across Apollo before, so I would like to read to you from the book about Apollo and what his message means this week. And divine messages is awesome because I'm all about divine, hence the Divine Hummingbird. So let's see what Apollo brings for us this week ahead. Let me just bring up the page. Apollo. Here we go. So I'm just going to read from this. Signs are being sent to light your path. Pay attention to the whispers of spirit. Apollo is a multifaceted Greek god of light and prophecy. He was a great musician and ruled over poetry, dance, archery, illness, medicine, oracles, and the sun. Apollo held the gift of prophecy. His oracle at Delphi was the greatest in the ancient world, consulted by the wealthiest and the most influential people in Greece. From inside the temple, a priestess called the Pythia would channel Apollo's sacred messages, and priests wrote them down. The temple still stands on Mount Parnassus today. Apollo is a conduit for divine guidance and sacred signs. His symbols include the wolf, dolphin, swan, laurel crown, golden lyre, and the silver bow. Wake up, the divine realms are communicating with you. Sweeping in upon his shining chariot, Apollo comes to illuminate the stream of heavenly messages that are being sent your way. Blonde curls gleaming in the sun, Apollo sits down next to you and starts to play rapturous music on his lyre. A wondrous intuitive language is being spoken through signs and synchronicity, he says. Spiritual guides commonly send symbols like feathers and rainbows to remind you of their presence. And we did see the rainbows here, didn't we, in the Ten of Cups. Pay attention to words, phrases, overhead conversations, song lyrics, music, colours, images, symbols, and number patterns that you experience repetitively. You may have a sense of heightened awareness or sudden stillness as the sign is delivered. Divine messages will always be kind, loving, encouraging, and positive. They don't tell you to do anything. Rather, they nudge you in the right direction of your highest good, reinforcing your inner knowing. If you don't understand a divine message, ask yourself, if I really knew, what would this sign mean? Interpret it kindly and trust yourself. Additional meanings could make a sign journal. Record your divine messages and notice recurring themes. You may have had significant past life experiences at the Delphic Oracle. You'll soon receive a valuable oracle card reading or intuitive session. And follow a career path in music. Invocation. Apollo, help me interpret the language of spirit. So you can use that as your affirmation. Apollo, help me interpret the language of spirit. So, you could be going on walks, daily walks out when the weather's been great. You could find white feathers or different coloured feathers. Here we see even a message here for anyone that gets a symbol of rainbows. Here's a rainbow. It doesn't have to be in the sky. It could be in other representation like this card with the Ten of Cups. For others, I know of people that are butterflies. I see a lot of white butterflies. That's my message from spirit guides. But people have dragonflies. I know that's a common one as well. So definitely pay attention to your surroundings and look outward. I recommend this week, if you can, really ground yourself, especially as you try and stand your ground and in your beliefs and your principles and overcome the conflict people want to show you. Definitely, if you can, go outside into nature, put your bare feet into the ground, stick your toes in. You can wash them, don't worry if they get dirty. And really connecting to earth. Imagine your feet with the roots sinking down into the ground and really grounding you, nurturing you. You can do other practices as well to help you. I've currently got incense burning at the moment. While I am doing this reading, you can meditate, you can hold crystals and, really feel encouraged and grounded by the energy it can give you. You know, focus on one of your chakras if you're into that as well. So what I recommend is definitely stay positive for the week ahead, rise above anything that may come at you that is outside of your control that you may be drawn into, but overall be positive, know that everything's going to be fine. You're going to move into a space of positivity and awesomeness, so definitely take that and run with it and enjoy it. And for those of you on school holidays, I really hope you enjoy this week and the next week, and overall any Easter long weekend celebrations that you may have with family or loved ones, and enjoy your week ahead. And if you want to share, please do so in comments, like and subscribe as I do go about posting more videos. All right, thank you. Have a good week.